3.5. 3.5 fucking months. We've been doing this shit.
And we still haven't had sponsors.
God damn it. One day. Maybe.
Day.
We'll see. I don't know.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers, toes, pubes,
Testicles.
legs, hair, nose hairs, eyes.
Girlfriends. What?
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 Yeah. Right, you ready for this? Shit, I'm not ready. Hello. And welcome to Max Level Games. How are you doing, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's installment of the Max Level Games podcast. This is 15 episodes we've done.
3.5 months, bro.
3.5 fucking months of this nonsense. I'm your host, Mr. James Walters, alongside Man Myth and the top or bottom of the legs end, whichever you prefer, Liam Malkin.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for being here, Liam. How you doing?
I'm good.
You're doing
good.
good.
I'm sore.
Oh, no.
No, not like that. I'm just
Okay,
sore.
good. I was going to say, you won't get that looked at.
No, as we can all tell, I'm a fluffy type of guy.
Okay.
I decided to go back to MMA and I got tied up in positions by... I mean, to be fair, some people pay for that, but, you know.
Yeah, I was going to say, some people pay for that. You just choose to do it.
Yeah, I just do it for...
You want it.
Yeah.
You love it.
I'm a whore.
In case you didn't know, and in case you're new to this is a semi-weekly?
Nah.
Mostly weekly.
It's mostly weekly.
We've been doing it pretty bob on for a while.
We've been doing it for a while. I mean,
Yeah,
it's getting there.
It's staying a Wednesday for a while.
I mean, we had a bit of a swerve at the beginning.
Yeah, and in between a little bit, but now we sort of set
sort of
course.
got it there.
Yeah. It's a podcast, regardless of us sitting here for...
We say an hour.
We say an hour.
It's usually always
We aim
more.
for an hour.
We always end up going over.
Or under occasionally.
Uh,
We can tend to meander a few times.
Yeah, we tend to just sort of wander off.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
And we talk about games, films, comics, movies,
TV series.
fucking any anime, manga, children's card games,
hentai.
Yeah, exactly. Very frequently, because as we all know, that will definitely tickle the pickles.
Oh, that would definitely tickle thy pickles.
Tickle all the pickles with the tentacles.
Like you said, you gotta clean the top of it though.
You gotta clean the top of it. Tickle.
Just gotta clean the top of it.
Back's
Tickle the underside of it.
In case it isn't blatantly obvious, this is a very mature podcast. Very, very mature podcast.
Fuck off! I thought you were doing Barney.
Oh shit! No, that's next week.
Oh, okay.
Ah, balls. Oh well, yeah. No, mature podcast. We don't sugarcoat things unless them things are donuts. I could go with some fucking donuts right now. Actually.
Shut up! I'm on a diet.
God damn it! So am I. Fuck. So you've been warned. You've been fucking warned. Liam, have you been playing any games this week?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you.
I know.
What's the mini dab? Why are you mini dabbing?
Well, I went to go forward, but I thought, I'm gonna hit the camera. So it was like,
don't hit. That is a camera now.
That's a camera.
So is that the mic?
That's the mic. That's the camera.
Wow. Oh my god.
Can you see me now?
Look into my soul.
No, sir.
What you been playing?
I know it's a shock that I've actually been playing games.
Oh my god.
I know this is a games podcast and Liam's actually played games. What the fuck?
Well, you know what I thought eventually.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
I've gone back to my roots of gaming. I've gone back to FPSs.
Ah, okie dokie.
The FPSs, the lime that just hugs me.
It's the most closest lover you have.
Yeah.
The FPS.
I mean, I have a very good connection with it. It's an FPS, and I give myself an FPS
While doing FPS.
I mean, sometimes.
I'm sure you have the knowledge now to play FPS one-handed while FPSing with the other hand.
Yeah, I'm that good. Now,
That's how you take out opponents on screen with your own FPS.
I get a 360 no scope every time.
You want to talk about immersive gaming? That's immersive gaming.
That's reality
That's
for you.
fucking virtual reality. That's reality gaming. Anyway, what have you been playing, shooter-wise?
Shooter-wise, well, do we start from the age or do we just start from what I've been playing most of? That's the question I want you to ask me.
Oh, God. Just whichever order you want, mate.
Right, at the current moment, I decided to go back to Battlefield 1.
Battlefield 1.
Battlefield 1.
Which is back about
2 years ago. Yeah, about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, no one plays Battlefield for the story.
No, they don't.
No one plays the Battlefield for the story.
No, which is exactly why COD is like getting no story this year.
Exactly, which is the worst thing in my decision you could do, because you play Battlefield for the online, you play COD for the story.
Fair enough.
That's sort of my opinion.
Yeah, that's your stance on how you play.
That's how I go about it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of die-hard fans that'll say, no, Battlefield's in story mode, and then the multiplayer, it's the best. No.
Yeah, no.
Don't get me wrong, Battlefield have a really good immersive story, but it's too short.
Mm-hmm.
So, swings roundabouts.
Yeah.
So personally, I've been playing me Battlefield. I've also been playing Battlefield 3. I dug my old PS3 up for that one.
Yeah.
And no, I've gone all out this week, haven't I?
Hell,
I haven't
going
just
back to
played
old
the
school.
game, I've gone right back, yeah. Dug my old PS3 up, started playing Battlefield 3, was enjoying it that much, and I realised how much I actually missed playing FPS style games.
You know what? I think I actually tried Battlefield 3 once, like, many moons ago.
Yeah.
I didn't get into it.
It's one of them, it's, as you said, you're more of a platform gamer, you're more of a RPG, JRPG style of gamer, where I'm an FPS player.
I don't mind the FPS. I'd like it to be a bit more absurd.
It's FPS, you can't really,
No,
you can't do much with it.
No, but I mean like the Borderlands and the fucking, what's another?
Far Cry.
Far Cry, yeah.
Funny enough, I've been playing that as well.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So, Battlefield 3 then?
Yeah, Battlefield 3.
Does it hold up?
I don't care how old that game gets. It's amazing. It's just, and it still has the old glitch. They've just never fixed that glitch of putting a shotgun with a deer slug and a sniper scope on. You can turn a shotgun into a sniper.
Okay.
By messing about with like what attachments like you're gonna use.
Yeah.
When you first get a Remington shotgun, I think it's the M1803. Yeah, no, it means nothing to you, but I think it is the M1803.
Yeah.
You get just bare chill. You get that normal shotgun boom effect. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You can upgrade that then to like buckshots, which is still the effect, but the bigger yeah. French people understand exactly what we've just said.
Probably just swore in French.
Probably.
Which is no surprise to us.
No, but you get bigger ball bearings in your shells, but then you get your deer slug. Now, your deer slug is just one solid piece of lead. Now, that is sort of like glitched. If you can aim it, you can shoot straight across the map with it, and it's a one-hit, one-kill. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Whether you get in the toe, the shoulder, the head, the buttocks.
In the knee.
Yeah, you know.
It can't be an adventure anymore.
No, fuck if you take a deer slug to the knee.
Yeah.
So people started realising, alright, this is a one-hit kill, I'm just going to use my shotgun. Then some little smart bugger came along and went, hang on, you've got a sniper scope on this. I know, most snipers take 2 shots to kill people. This takes 1. It can go right across the map.
Yeah.
And I don't have to move. It's a sniper with a one-hit kill.
Fair enough.
I'm so happy I still use that. I kind of made a lot of people rage quit.
Were you that one guy in online games?
Yeah, I'm not one guy on online games that gets
Yeah,
into a nice, comfortable position. Yeah, I'm on a mate in Battlefield. You camp.
You camp.
It's not like a COD. COD, you can run around, you can take slugs, you can take bullets, you can dive behind things, recover and go. Battlefield's completely different.
Okay.
Battlefield, you have to be a bit more tactical.
Yeah.
You have to be more tactical about your things, so... Yeah, so basically I'm that one guy that got myself in a nice little warm position, set up my campfire, got my tent behind me, s'mores on the go, and just unrained hell.
FPS on the other hand.
Yeah. I just unrained hell on people.
Fair enough.
And I am not...
Not ashamed.
I'm not ashamed to admit that.
That's absolutely fine.
I've also, since we're talking about FPSs, I've also played Blops.
Blop.
For people that don't know, that's Black Ops.
Yeah. Call of Duty Blops.
Yeah.
COD Blops.
Yeah, COD Blops.
COD Blops.
Yeah, but Call of Duty, Black Ops. I played 1 and 2 again. I've done the whole campaign because, you know...
Why not?
The numbers, Mason! Oh, I mean, it's amazing.
I don't get that reference.
Yeah, I'll show you later.
Okay.
But... it's an amazing game. It's like, that's where COD was at its peak. It was at its finest. It didn't need to do anything. It had the FPS. It had the running forward. It had the dive. It had the guns.
I assume before the whole
futuristic
jumping,
shit, yeah.
running along walls bollocks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, don't get me wrong, Battlefield, Black Ops 2 had that, but it was very limited and it wasn't something that people focused on. Does that make sense?
Okay.
it was futuristic to a degree, but the futuristic side of it came more in the story mode. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, you could get some perks that helped you out in the online, but again, it wasn't focused on that.
Mm-hmm.
It was not at all focused on that. It was straight boots on the ground. Who's better than who can outshoot who's more skilled than the other person.
Okay.
So, but the stories were amazing as well. Like, they had great stories behind them. Like, fucking hell, Black Ops was been out for years. 2010, I think.
Yeah, the first one, 2010, yeah.
Yeah, 2010. Now, the numbers, the reference I made before, the numbers Mason is a soldier during the Cold War who gets captured by Russians.
Okay.
And basically gets turned into a sleeper agent, but he doesn't know, obviously.
Right, okay.
And the numbers that he keeps hearing in his head are launch codes for nuclear things and map. It's amazing.
Okay.
I'd suggest giving it a go just for the story alone.
Right.
Like, fuck, if you're not into the online shooting, then just avoid
Oh, no, I've
that.
never touched that in my life.
Just
never will.
there you go. Don't touch that, but enjoy the story behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the story's it's a good one. And then, like, number 2 sort of carries it on and expands it a bit more. But they're mainly the games I've been playing, but the online, I just forgot how good I was at FPS. And I know I'm sort of bigging myself up and giving myself a big head, but I am fucking good at FPS.
Well, like I said, mate, if it's your genre that you go to more often than not, then yeah, you're gonna develop some skills for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just bow down. I am a god among men.
Oh God, here we go.
Yeah, pretty
The
much.
ego's coming out
Yeah, just a little bit.
a little bit.
Let's play Far Cry 5 again.
Yeah,
But more dabble.
just like done some extra shit.
Yeah, just done like little bits, like just sort of wingsuited about, done the side missions.
If I remember correctly, last time we talked about it, you just finished Faith's County.
Yeah,
Which county you on to now then?
I think it's John. Is
Gone
it?
to John,
Yeah.
the army fella, or the one who's like say yes when it was counting.
Oh no, the army fella.
Oh yeah, oh right, I hated him.
Yeah.
He was no, it's Jacob,
Is it Jacob? Either one. It's the one who's a bit tapped in the head.
the one with the waistcoat,
No, not
the
the.
man bun,
Yeah, no. He's
Ginger.
the one that just keeps trying to make you say yes.
the ginger.
Yeah,
That's Jacob.
Jacob. Then it's him.
Yeah,
That's
he's
who I've
fucked.
to next.
He's fucked. I always find it funny though, because I haven't actually checked this up, but from what I heard, the guy who voices Jacob is the same guy who plays Satan in Supernatural, which I thought was hilarious.
That just explains so much.
I've yet to confirm that, but I'm sure at one point I saw that those two were the same person, but I don't know.
But yeah, so I can't really talk much on Far Cry, just for the simple fact of I haven't done much into it.
Just kind of dabbled,
I've just sort of, done
dipped a
a
toe in a little bit.
run of the mill
Yeah, side
side
mission stuff.
missions,
Yeah, why not?
liberated places, killed a few nutters, killed myself a few times trying to wingsuit off things that shouldn't be wingsuited off.
No.
Come on, we've all tried it.
Yeah, we have.
We've all tried that. I'm getting bored of running now. I just jump off a cliff really quick and try and wingsuit.
That's why you always use the drugs to make you run faster.
Uh,
So I always did.
yeah, well, I don't want to do that because drugs are for mugs.
Except in video games.
No, drugs is definitely for mugs.
Except
And if
in-
I'm not mistaken, I'm sure there's an achievement for not using any enhancements.
Is there?
I'm not 100% sure.
I never went into any Far Cry game like I'm going to 100% complete this achievement wise, so I couldn't say yes or no to that.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm like at least a good 75% sure there's an achievement for not using any enhancements.
I had no idea.
So,
I mean, if there isn't, fair enough, but no clue.
fair enough. But yeah, that's apart from. I could sit here and talk for hours about Call of Duty and
Yeah.
Battlefield and how excited I am for more releases and stuff. But
we have other stuff to get on to.
yeah, I have other things to get on to. So what
Yeah.
about you?
It's a bit of a mixed bag this week. I'll start with the one I finished, which is one we mentioned before, Sneaky Bears,
Mhm.
which is a VR title. Yeah, I actually went back and finished that.
I love that game. It's so fun.
Now it's not been out for a year, so I can't really get into any story spoilers. But the thing is, there isn't really a story to it.
No, there's
So
really no.
I can't. There's nothing I can say that you wouldn't sort of like as soon as you get into the game realize.
Yeah.
But I will say one thing: of the 3 game modes there are, like there's the survival mode, there's the fire mode, which I think you've also seen.
I think I have.
You and I have played it once or twice together. We've played Survival and Fire.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
first
the fire,
experience,
you've got to...
you've got to put out fires and
Yeah.
keep the bears at bay.
Yeah.
But then there's also the bomb one, which is by far my least favourite of the game modes.
Why?
Well, for one thing, like you've got like a little pen with the panda bears that you've got to save.
Yeah.
And there's like a conveyor belt that's got a bomb on it. It's going to hit the pandas. Now, thankfully, I never let one get to the pandas, so I don't know if it's like a one-hit, you're done kind of thing, or maybe it's like they take 2 or 3 bombs to destroy them. But you also have like a freeze gun in one hand, but you've got to aim and freeze the bombs. And the fucking aiming on it was fucking nightmare.
Terrible.
Yeah, I kept aiming and it'd go just past it. And I was like, fuck's sake. And you've got to charge it as well. You can't just fire one off and it'll be done. You can't fire one off and freeze the thing. You can't fire one off straight in its face and like make it go numb. You've got to charge the shot. But like I said, the aiming on it's a nightmare. And again, you've got to keep all the fucking bears at bay. And in the bomb one, it's where they start introducing other bears that are flying in on balloons. They're attached to balloons. You can either shoot the balloon or shoot the bear. So, yeah. The first, it's like there's like 5 levels of each game mode. I did like the first 3 of each with no real difficulties. It's only when I got into the 4th and 5th levels that I actually started to lose health because the bears were just getting too close. I wasn't realizing. So,
I'm sorry, you just feel like John Wick when you play that game.
yeah, you do.
You can do all kinds. Throw the gun at them. Throw one gun to the other end. It's
Same with that raw data, I think. But only when you play as the gun guy.
Yeah, I like that game. That was cool.
Yeah. The other characters in that game are not worth it.
No, you
The
definitely
sword
gotta
one
play,
maybe, but
definitely got to play as the dual pistols on
Yeah,
the raw
definitely.
data.
so yeah, I finished that. So I essentially reclaimed my save for that and then finished it as well. I also played about half an hour's worth of Yooka-Laylee, which is another 3D platformer.
Oh, okay.
It was made by the same guys who made Banjo-Kazooie. So some of the guys from Rareware back in the day,
Yeah.
they made it as like a Kickstarter game. It definitely feels it's basically Banjo-Kazooie, except you're a chameleon and a bat called Yooka-Laylee. So I can't really have much to say about that because I played like half an hour at most. I do plan to get into that at the minute, but the reason I didn't get into it is because I've been focusing on one big game, which is Horizon Zero Dawn, which, as many people will remember, was like a big exclusive for the PlayStation last year. When that came out, it was getting like 9s and 10s across the board. And
It was like,
as
I
far as
think,
can remember.
if I remember it, I remember actually reading someone put a review on it. It was like, you're basically playing a futuristic God of War. I don't know about you on that opinion.
Are we talking? No, I can't. No,
Fair
I just
enough.
can't agree to that. Like, it doesn't feel at all like old God of War in the future, and obviously, new God of War came out after Horizon. But looking back on it, no, because while new God of War does have a bit of an open world-esque atmosphere to it, it's you go to these areas and it's sort of linear in the areas you go back. And I think that's as much open world as you get with that. Horizon Zero Dawn is here's a big fuck off map, go nuts.
Fair enough. What game would you say it relates to? Like, if you had to go,
In
this
recent
feels
memory, AC Origins. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I get an AC Origins vibe from it because the map is huge,
Yeah.
like AC Origins. And like the Assassin's Creed games, stealth is a big thing in this game.
Is it?
Well, yeah, because of all the machines that are like roaming around the environment, like
Aren't they meant to be like robot dinosaurs? Type
dinosaurs, just regular animals as well like that. If you sort of get into a fight with them, it's very difficult to win that fight.
Yeah.
So your best option is for the most part just to be stealthy as fuck.
Just the
Yeah. You can run away, and some of the lesser enemies, like the Watchers, which is like the most basic fucking robot creature, you can sort of take it out with a big heavy strike, but you've got to time it well, obviously, because it's attacking you. You're trying to attack it. Heavy strike is typically slow. Shit like that. There's crafting as well, obviously, because you make your own arrows and stuff.
Yeah, that sounds cool though.
Gather resources. It's that same thing we just discussed a while ago about like open world fatigue.
Yeah.
That's my issue with this game. Like maybe back in the day when it came out and we weren't so oversaturated with open world games, I would have been like, yeah, this kind of game deserves the praise it got.
Well,
It's been out for a year and a bit now, I wouldn't give it like a 9 or a 10. I'd give it an 8 at best.
still up there though.
Yeah, I'd still say it's a great game.
Yeah.
It's just a case of when you play so many open world games, they all start.
They all start merging. They all start feeling the same. You start feeling
they all
like
have to stand out in their own way to stand out.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, speaking of open world games and fatigue and stuff like that. Obviously, we've got open world games we've got coming up soon.
Spider-Man's coming out. That's a big open world game.
Yeah, but your Spider-Man, that's not going to be so much fatigue because you can swing around the city.
Yeah,
and
no,
stuff like that.
that's a bit different, open world wise.
And
Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That's another open world game.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that game though.
Yeah.
No, we don't talk about that game.
We don't talk about Assassin's Creed anymore.
No, the franchise is dead for us.
It died for me. It died after Black Flag.
I can and cannot agree with that. I still feel Black Flag is my favourite Assassin's Creed game, but I do feel like Syndicate was actually decent.
Syndicate was alright. It was more of like Black Flag for me was the pinnacle.
Yeah.
It was the best.
I feel like in terms of, I don't really like to say this very often, but it was the most epic in terms of like its scale.
That's
You're a fucking pirate, you could do shit battles and stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
And then you can go on land and be a fucking ninja.
Exactly, you could do so much more with it, and then Unity was just so buggy as shit.
Yeah,
the story pissed me off.
Yeah.
It's, like I said, I've said it before and I'll say it again, every Assassin's Creed game, apart from Black Flag, has had the same story.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always a revenge.
You said that.
Yeah, it's a revenge plot.
Mind.
It's always a revenge plot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's even Altair is the very first one.
But
it was a revenge plot.
Hang on a second. Was Syndicate a revenge plot though? Because the best that I can remember of the fucking story was the fact that Jacob and Evie just went to London to.
Actually, yeah, you've got me there.
I don't even remember what they did, to be honest.
I
know Jacob wanted to start his own fucking gang.
Yeah, he ended up making, what was it? It was the
oh
Rooks.
God, the Rooks. Yeah, the Rooks.
The Rooks.
Fucking Rooks. What a stupid name. But other than that, I don't remember much story-wise from that game. I mean, obviously they were fighting Templars.
No, but that's exactly my point when it comes to Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed. It was like Black Flag. You can remember the story to Black Flag.
Mm-hmm.
You can remember the story from Altair. You can remember the story from Ezio. Fuck, you can remember the story from Connor.
Yeah, because they're all the same since they just palette swapped.
Yeah, just maybe just improved slightly in different ways. You know
Although
what I mean?
as well, well, Ezio's and Connor's from 2 and 3, they had a very similar revenge plot. The fact that it was their family was murdered essentially.
Yeah.
Whereas Altair's was more like.
His was a revenge against the Assassin's Order because it started becoming corrupt.
No, it wasn't. It was well, it started off with him being like an arrogant prick, and he fucked up. He fucked up and got some other guys killed, and then the Order basically stripped him of his abilities.
Yeah.
Which, when you think about it logically, makes no fucking sense. How can you forget an ability?
Exactly.
But yeah, whatever.
No, you can't do that because you've forgotten it.
It wasn't so much like, it was more revenge on the Templar guy who
fucked him over.
He fucked him over, yeah. But then, you know, then it turned out the Order was corrupt. So
that's what I'm saying. It was kind of like,
I'd say, yeah, from 2 onwards they're all the same.
Yeah.
Bar Brotherhood and Revelations, but those are continuations of Ezio's story. Ezio's origins story is a revenge plot.
Yeah.
Brotherhood and Revelations, they just kind of expand on it.
That's right. But then they completely go and fuck it up. It's like, well, not even that they go and fuck it up. They give Syndicate its thing, and like obviously with that, it was sort of like, you're not just playing as one assassin. You can play as 2. You can play as Evie or Jacob. And I'm not gonna lie, Jacob suited my style more than anything else. It's this big ass brute that just ran in and smashed shit up.
For the most part, I don't actually remember any difference between them, like stealth wise. I think actually Evie was more stealthy, which sometimes when it came to taking over outposts, I favoured the Evie more than anything else.
Yeah.
But if I also remember correctly as well, weren't the missions you had to play as one or the other?
Yeah.
So we've got way off topic right now. We're talking about Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, to be honest with you, there's not much to say. It's good. Honestly, I do think it's actually pretty good. I am enjoying it. I will admit though, I have sort of bumped the difficulty down just to sort of get through it because it's the complete edition I got, so it's the full game, which is obviously going to be a big 40, maybe 45, 50 hour game.
Yeah, and
as is, and then the expansion as well to get through. So I'm sort of playing it on easy mode. Just feel like I want to get through it. If I like it, I'll come back to it
and play it on a harder difficulty and stuff.
Yeah, or just like do all the other side missions, collect all the other shit. You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying.
But that's it for all the stuff I've played. The only other thing I've played is just more Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links on my phone.
You can't go wrong.
But I will say, I think this is personally quite funny. I don't know if you'll find this funny or not, because you've seen the show as well back in the day.
Way back in the day.
Way back in the day. I remember how I said I didn't lose a single match in that game. I lost the match, but the funniest thing was, I lost the match because I'd unlocked a new character and was trying to level them up.
Yeah.
The character I was playing as was My Valentine, the one who in the show always lost. So it's like, I mean, that's probably not very funny to anyone else, but I just think it's personally quite funny. Because I start playing as a new character who in the show never won a duel.
Never
and
won.
the first time I play a match as her, I fucking lost.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're cursed, you bitch!
Just sticking to traditions.
To be fair, her deck was shit though. She only had one strong monster and the rest of them were all fucking weak ass things. And one spell card which you relied on that one monster in the deck of like 20 cards. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. But anyway,
Rage!
fucking yeah. In a nerd rage. So that's all for like games and stuff, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
What watched wise, I just wanted to mention that I finished watching Little Witch Academia, which is that anime I mentioned about the magic schoolgirls and stuff like that kind of thing. Which, when you say it like that, sounds awful. But it is. It's a magical school full of girls.
This is why people confuse anime with porn.
Yeah, they really do. But I remember my main complaint with it was there wasn't really a plot to it. It was just like a case by case episode. Yeah. But then after after it finished like its first like mid-season, episode 12, something like that, it actually had a plot, a narrative. There was an antagonist. It was a good antagonist. I'm not gonna lie. It was a good villain, and I actually really enjoyed it. I actually binge watched the last 4 episodes. Like, I want to see what happens.
If you like that, then I would suggest watching Soul Eater.
It's probably on my list, to be honest. There's a bunch of stuff I keep watching on like top 10 lists of fucking a really funny anime of such a fucking time frame or style. Like, I'm gonna put this on my list. I go into my list on Kiss Anime. It's already on my list. I'll watch that sooner than later.
Eventually I shall watch this.
Honestly, mate, the list is fucking huge.
Oh no!
So we'll get around to it.
What else have you watched this all?
Not anime wise, but I watched this internet video called Deadpool 2 the musical, or the musical 2.
I haven't seen this yet.
I'd suggest you watch both the first and second one.
I've seen the first one when it was like all about, like, as we were having a discussion before, it is all about like Disney's Gaston.
It's basically like a Beauty and the Beast parody of Gaston. Yeah. But this one's more of a medley of different songs, like A Whole New World's in there. Part of Your World from Little Mermaid's in there as well. They also parody Moana.
Do you know what?
I think at one point, without spoiling it, someone goes to parody Frozen, and Deadpool shoots him in the face. So yeah.
Is it just me, or I can't remember if it's in Deadpool. I'll have to watch it again to make sure. I'm sure that Deadpool references that one of the Frozen songs sounds like a different song.
Yeah, it's in the second film. He says that Do You Want to Build a Snowman?
Yeah.
Sounds like Papa, Can You Hear Me?
But seriously, it does.
It actually does.
You know,
that's
do
the
you want to build a snowman? Papa, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
It's exactly the same.
Oh. But I think that's all. Unless you watched.
I've dabbled in a bit of anime recently. Like I said, Soul Eater's my go-to.
Yeah. I know that I'm planning to basically the entire first series of Yu-Gi-Oh, like when Yu-Gi-Oh was still good, that's all on Netflix. So when I'm working like the next couple of days in a fucking stupid o'clock in the morning when no one's awake and I can do whatever I want, I'm gonna watch some fucking anime on Netflix, because why not?
Because why the fuck not?
But other than that, that's all I've got planned. But carry on.
No, like I said, I've watched Soul Eater. I need to start watching it more often.
Yeah.
I can't really say much on it, just apart from the fact that... Right, let's just try and explain this as best as I can.
I imagine it's a very lengthy show.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just like a standard 12, 25 episode season.
No,
it's probably like in the hundreds.
It's like, it's a good like 50 to 60 to 70 episodes a season.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, basically, let me try and just bear with me on this one, right?
Okay.
Death himself, the Grim Reaper, Death himself, opens a school.
Yeah, I remember you explaining this to me, actually, yeah.
Yeah. And you either become a death handler or a death weapon. Now, basically, long story short, there's all kinds of different characters, evil characters in there, like Jack the Ripper, and all, no, like them type of things. Now, they're called tainted souls.
Okay.
Now, to graduate from this school, you've got to get 100 of these souls. And it's just so... You need to get 100 of these souls, and then a witch soul, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Now, the very first episode, they killed Jack the Ripper, and I can't remember the girl's and the lad's name. The lad's name is actually called Soul. I can't remember the girl's name. I haven't watched it in so long. But he's basically a scythe. He's a scythe.
Yeah.
And she's a handler, so she's doing all this mad flippy shit and kills Jack Ripper. And then it's all based on, like, Japanese urban legends of, like, if you put this certain number into the wall, you'll knock on Death's door and Death's gonna pop up and just be like, so hi guys, but Death's so jolly in it.
Okay.
It's so weird. Death's like dead jolly and happy in it, and everyone else is just like, yeah,
miserable as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. I'm definitely intrigued now.
It's got Al Capone in as well.
Okay.
Exactly.
As you do.
As you do.
Why not?
I would suggest giving it a watch. It is good. Apart from that, I've watched this first 2 episodes of Attack on Titan.
Season 1 or 2?
1.
Okay.
Just
I
to
see. I've
just
tried
to see what it's like.
I've tried to watch Attack on Titan so many times, but I just like someone else kept getting in the way, and I never finished it. So
It's a good watch. Don't get me wrong. It's.
I do think it's a series I'd enjoy. It's just a case of I always got bored.
It's not even a series. For me, it was one of them. I tried watching it, and it's just. It felt too much like everything else. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it tries its own thing too much that it feels like everything else.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, I may have pissed off a lot of people saying that, but...
Maybe, but fuck them. Okay, so...
That's it for me.
Right then, let's get on to the news. We have a bit of film news to go over. It's in no particular order. I'll try and connect them as best we can. We sort of rushed through making this list this week, unfortunately.
You have to excuse me as well. Keep you on.
If there's stuff that connects, I'll try and connect as best I can. The first thing is something you and I were both very excited about recently.
Yes.
It was shared on the Facebook page as well.
Yeah.
Nathan Fillion was teasing something Uncharted related.
Yes.
Because he had 2 pictures on Instagram. First was a picture of Drake, the rapper.
Yeah.
And he tagged it as Sick Parvis Magna, which is a reference to the game.
Yeah.
And then he had another image of like a table with maps on and a magnifying glass, and had a date on it for this 18th. Was it 16th? 16th, because today is 18th.
Was it? Yeah, was.
Yeah,
Okay,
and so
yeah.
everyone was assuming that he's going to play on Nathan Drake in an Uncharted movie. They're announcing an Uncharted film, and he's going to play Nathan Drake. And everyone was like, yeah, I'd watch Nathan Drake as...
I'd watch
Nathan Drake?
I'd watch it. I wouldn't put big massive hopes on it.
No. But then it all turned out to not be a big feature film Uncharted related news thing. It was a fan film.
Oh.
A 15-20 minute fan film that was actually really fucking good.
Was it? Yeah.
I've watched it, and the thing is, mate, I've watched it, and as soon as it finished, I was like, wait, is that it? I want to see more. I actually want to see more.
I'll have to give it a watch.
It's you can watch it on YouTube. It's absolutely free. It's so good. The best part is, oh no, I can't even say it. Not spoiling it, but there's a part in it where you like it feels a lot more like playing the actual fucking Uncharted game.
Yeah.
But you're watching it happen, and it's like this is brilliant. And if anyone's gonna play Nathan Drake, Nathan Fillion's he's got it down.
Nathan already.
And the best thing was Sully was in it as well.
Yeah.
Now, did you ever watch Avatar? Like, Avatar, the big film.
The
Blue Aliens Avatar, yeah. Do you remember the guy who played the dickhead Colonel fella?
Yeah.
He's Sully.
What?
Yeah, he plays Sully in this fan film. And it's honestly, mate, I think it's actually really good. It's really worth a watch.
I really will have to give it a watch.
So it's so surprising the fact that it's obviously so low budget. They probably just. I'm pretty sure Nathan Fillion did it off his own back. Just called in a few of his mates. Like, yeah, do you want to be in this film?
Do you want to give us
fan film? Yeah, it's not 15 minutes, but it could be a laugh. And it just turned into something that everyone's watching, going, you know what? Yeah, if you do an Uncharted film, yeah, do this.
That's it. That's
just
how you do it.
Expand this into a full length film would be all right. So.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
That's all I had to say on the matter, really. I'd say watch it. I'd recommend anyone out there who is a fan of Uncharted to go and watch it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think it's on YouTube under the account name Alan Ungar or something like that. I think that's the guy who directed it, but that's how you find it. Or just search Uncharted fan film Nathan Fillion. something like that. But
I'm sure if you just typed in what's it called, the Uncharted fan film, you'd find.
You would, but you'd also find other people's fan films
You'd find
as well.
loads, but eventually I'm sure you'd come across that one.
Yeah.
And if
It's
that's
definitely...
the more recent one, I'm pretty sure that'd be at the top.
Yeah, you could always just like set it on YouTube to show you more recent uploads. So
Yeah.
but it is, I say, it's really good. I'd say I was actually watching it like last night, and I was like, it got to the typical plot in like the game where they discover something and have to go somewhere far away to discover this new piece of treasure, and then it just ends. I was like, what? No, carry on.
More,
is it been 15? Has it been 15 minutes already? I was just so invested.
Seriously, I'll have to give it a watch. I mean, God, if it catches your opinion, it's gotta be good.
Yeah, this is, like I said, if they want to make a good video game movie, do this but bigger. That's how you do it. Okay, so enough of me gushing over that. I'll stop.
You can stop giving yourself your first-person shooter.
Precisely, but we'll keep with video game movie news, sort of, by mixing around the list a little bit. Apparently, there was a cast leak or character leak sort of thing to do with a rumored Mortal Kombat reboot movie. I think I've seen the old films. I was probably very young.
Right. Do you want me to take this one then?
You can do, but we'll go into what it says for the stories first.
Yeah.
The leak that we got, according to the guy who's writing the film, Greg Russo, is not the full list and it's also apparently an older version of the scripts, and the characters that were involved in that version are Kano, Sonya, Blade, Raiden. I've done that twice now, haven't I?
Yeah.
And
it hasn't
more.
pissed me off at all.
And more. Apparently it's an older version of script, but go on, talk about Mortal Kombat.
I mean, Mortal Kombat, what can I say? Mortal Kombat's always been there. Like, my cousin got me into Mortal Kombat. He actually showed me the film before the game. So when I first seen it was the 90s version of the game, 90s version of the movies, that really bad CGI and everything.
Okay.
So, yeah, I loved it.
Fair enough.
But yeah, if we're talking about characters, Kano, I can take it or leave him. Sonya Blade's the main one that you've got to stick with. She is like crucial to the story plot.
See, now that you say that, I'm questioning whether I actually mistyped that and it's not Sonya and another character called Blade, but it's just Sonya Blade.
It is just Sonya Blade.
Okay, that's a typo on my behalf.
Don't worry about it. No, Sonya Blade is, if I remember, she's some sort of like police enforcement or some sort of branch of a military, that sort of thing. And she's a main character within the story plot and the game's plots. And she's been there since day dot.
Fair enough.
Same with Raiden. So if they're the ones that are reported to make an appearance, Kano, I can either take it or leave it. He's not someone that I'm massively overexcited about, but again, day dot.
Yeah.
The ones that I'm most looking forward to finding out about is it best have Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
I think if it didn't have them,
it wouldn't be Mortal Kombat.
People would be very annoyed.
Oh yeah.
Well, like I said, the whole point is that the guy who writes it, he came out on Twitter to be like, I think he said this. He definitely said that the characters that were leaked are an older version of the script, and I think he said that even then it wasn't a full list. Well, so we'll see.
I hope he's in there just to get that classic. Get over here.
The moment that's going to make all the fucking game geeks in the audience go,
oh, God.
I used to do that to people too.
Yeah. I just came over here.
Oh, good lord. I'm not surprised with you, FPS. Oh, God. So, moving on a little bit, I think, hang on, let me just, that's okay, that's all the story. So, I've got everything on screen now.
Yeah.
What else should we jump to next? Let's talk about Joaquin Phoenix and the Joker.
Okay.
Because it was basically confirmed that he is playing him, even though the film was rumoured, but now the film is confirmed that he is confirmed to be the Joker. He talked about why he wants to play the Joker. Now, I've seen this in another story somewhere. I'm going to paraphrase here a little bit. Okay. He wanted to do a sort of film like this for a while as a comic book character, but look at a different angle of it. Mm-hmm. And he's talked about this film specifically, and he says, quote, "It feels unique. It is its own world in some ways, and maybe, mostly, it scares the fucking shit out of me." Or something. It might be that thing that scares you the most. Which I don't blame him. The Joker is a very intense character.
I mean, let's be honest, look at all the people that have ever played the Joker.
So, discounting the old Adam West TV show, because I don't remember who played him then.
No, I don't know anyone who played him then.
Yeah, the little mustache thing.
Yeah.
You had Jack Nicholson played him.
Yeah, and look at him.
Yeah. Then I think the next time he was on screen was Heath Ledger, wasn't it?
I think it was the next time. Yeah, it was Heath Ledger next.
The next time they put Joker on a film was Heath Ledger.
And look how that turned out.
Yeah. Then you had Jared Leto.
And look at what he was doing.
Yeah.
He was putting pig's heads and stuff like that to his...
Yeah, he was committing to that role. But he's always been a method actor, though.
Yeah, he's always been a method actor, but there's method actor, and then there's what the fuck are you playing at?
Didn't he also send used condoms as well?
Yeah.
I think that's more fucked up than the pig's head, I think.
I mean,
fluids.
I would rather have a pig's head than a used condom. I'm not... like, a full used condom as well.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I think I'd rather take pig's head.
I think the first question is, did he actually use this during sex, or did he just noshed one into one?
And is it even his?
Yeah, that's something I need to consider.
The other thing. Is it even his?
And then is it even real? There's another thing. It could not. It might have been human semen. Maybe the pig gave him one before he fucking chopped his head off.
Fucking hell, we're going into some Serbian shit here, packing in.
But yeah, so Joaquin Phoenix he wants the role. He wants to play the role because he's scared of him, and I think that's interesting, as a case of why you take something on, like as a challenge. Because you're scared of it. Why do most people take on challenges? Because it scares them, or because they're afraid it's not going to turn out so well.
Not coming from an actor's point, that being an actor definitely been your forte.
Okay.
Like, but coming from a competition style of background, which, you know, like me and you both understand I have, just having to overcome that fear of, in my case, which would be stepping into the cage or stepping into the ring and facing someone who wants to
beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, wants to beat the shit out of me, and I've got to use what I know and what I can do to win, basically. Yeah. Which can sort of develop over into acting if you think about it, which is you're trying to impress millions. Yeah. You've got to take what you know and do what you know, and it's scary. Mm-hmm. Either forms, it is petrifying. Yeah. But you just, why do we do it? Because it scares us. We want to overcome this. We're better than this. We always constantly want to improve. So maybe this is why he wants to take this role, because it scares him, and he knows he can improve himself by doing it. Yeah, I'm also very intrigued to just kind of see what they're going to go with it, like what the direction the film's going to go in, how he's going to take it as a character, as an actor. I just want to know what type of story they're going to go for. Because if it's an origin story, as I've said before, the Joker doesn't even know his origin story. No, I know. So. And he's had multiple origin stories. Yeah, I think the safest bet would probably be Killing Joke. That's probably the most popular one. I'd say that's definitely the most popular one, but we'll see how that goes, really. Again, they're going to have to stick with how he says it. As I've said it before, they're going to have to play it out, but then how are they going to end it? I don't know. Maybe he's going to be like in a cell, padded up, and he's just like, Batman's going to be talking to him. He's just going to be like, but that's how I remember that one. You know what I mean? I don't know. And even then, if they put Batman in it, is it going to be Batfleck or is it going to be someone else? I hope it's not Batfleck. I have no idea. I really don't know. He doesn't even want to play it no more, does he? I think this. Remember we said before that this San Diego Comic Con, he's going to make some kind of announcement to do with Batman and his role as Batman. So that's this month actually. Is San Diego Comic Con is this month? Let's just see what happens. Okay. But keeping with like DC stuff, we have a few DC stories this week, which is new for us. I know. The first thing is, let's go with Birds of Prey, which is a film that's been worked on. It was one that Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie said that she wants to be in as Harley Quinn to keep playing that character, like back Suicide Squad. I think she does love that character. Yeah, I feel like that was actually one of the redeeming qualities of that film. Yeah, she did a good Harley Quinn. Yeah, she did do a good Harley Quinn. So, but that sort of team, or at least the character's going to be in that film, has been like officially, air quotes, officially revealed. It's set to film next year, like January, February time. But the characters that are going to be involved in it are Harley Quinn, obviously. Yeah. Don't know if it's going to be like a anti-hero or a villain role. Yeah, we'll see. The character Black Canary, which you recognised. I recognised, but I'm not 100% sure. The last time I ever heard of the Black Canary was through the TV series Arrow, which is the Green Arrow's basically origin and all stuff like that, and he ends up making sidekicks and extends and various friends, super friends. And he makes like Speedy, which is really Red Arrow, and I think one of them is Black Canary. I think
I think as far as mine goes, I think she was actually the character was in the series Smallville as well. Remember back in the day, Smallville?
And then we're going way back in the day for that.
Yeah, I it's been a while since I've watched it, but I swear she's in that as well. So I've seen sort of what the character is or does in that.
She's got really. I think like the only superpower she really had is like
a sonic scream.
A sonic scream.
Yeah, this is that why our DC knowledge is limited. Speaking of limited DC knowledge, another character is called the Huntress.
Never heard.
Not a clue. And then we have two characters who apparently, according to the guy we got this information from, are related to Batman's world-esque thing. Yeah. Cassandra Cain and Renee Montoya. Not sure entirely who they are.
I think the second one you said, I can't even pronounce that name, so I'm not going to try.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure she's part of the Gotham Police Department. Before,
Possibly.
like, becoming...
Yeah.
Like a villain. Not a villain, a vigilante.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fair.
But I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah. No, neither am I.
So don't quote me on it.
But anyone who does know these kind of things and these names speak to them, by all means. Yeah, by all means let us know, but... As far as our DC knowledge goes, we're just giving you guys.
I mean, we're definitely more Marvel.
Definitely more Marvel.
Definitely more Marvel.
But we'll keep with the DC train. Next piece of story we're going to go to is there is apparently a Batwoman series in development with the CW. Now, I don't know if I could. I can't. How do I have to put this? Because of reporting on the DC Universe thing, the whole streaming service thing they're doing, and their own original content, and we've already said that like. Stuff like The Flash, Arrow, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, because they're already stuck with like Netflix and the CW and stuff, they're not going to be on DC's own streaming service. That's why I'm sort of like, are they actually going to make a Batwoman series on another program when they're set to make their own streaming service soon? That's why I'm a bit like...
Is it going to be like a premiere for their own little channel thing?
They are putting their own original content on the DC Universe streaming service.
Batwoman? Who would play Batwoman?
I've no idea, but it's not like Barbara Gordon and stuff. The character they're going with, according to the story, is someone called Kate Kane. It's set to come out next year. It features the character called Kate Kane, who is a young woman with a passion for social justice. And apparently she is the first openly gay DC superhero.
Loving it.
Which is going to be added to CW's inclusive outlook on the.
No, I do. I support that 100%, because unfortunately, even in this modern world that we live in and stuff like that, we can't. Well, people still get offended and people still get a bit bitter and twisted about being like a gay superhero or a gay vigilante or lesbian or whatever, trans. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we live in a world where. Be what you want, as long as you're not hurting anyone else by doing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy yourself. If you want to go and dress up and identify as an attack helicopter, you go be that. You go and be the best Apache attack helicopter you can be, as long as you're not actually shooting anyone.
Yeah, no, that's
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
but that's why I love it when we get stories like this, when we finally get things like this, and.
Now, I will say that I think she was actually already gay in the comics before she's going to be gay in the TV show. So
no, that's what I mean. But either way, like I never knew this character, so this is the first time
I think it's important because it's a very openly gay character from the original comics who is getting their own TV show.
It's like there was a massive controversy because there was hints of that, and I think that they just stuck with it and carried on running with it a little bit to sort of like put the finger up to the media. Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy.
Oh no, that's already a thing.
Yeah, I know
they are a couple in the comics.
Yeah,
at one point.
That's what I mean. But apparently there was absolute uproar about it. People were going off the tits. And it was like,
yeah, but that's because like all the diehard fans were like, yeah, but she's in love with the Joker. But then I'm pretty sure she had a whole story arc where she sort of like opened her eyes to how shitly Joker treats her.
Yeah, she does, and then she ends up like having this weird love triangle with Deadshot.
Yeah.
With Deadshot and the Joker, and that's why in the film he doesn't actually shoot her, and
yeah,
but apparently there was this. They ended up doing this whole openly gay couple thing between Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn, and a lot of people got behind it, and a lot of people supported it. And was like, yes, finally.
It's funny though because I've had to mention to people a few times because like my sister, for instance, when she first got a pet ferrets, she wanted to call them Bear in mind, the Ferret's obviously sisters, same letter.
Yeah.
She wanted to call them Harley and Ivy, and I was like, they're kind of a couple in the comics, so
Yeah.
it's a
bit weird.
bit odd, especially if you talk to someone like me who knows this kind of shit. It's like, ugh. Okay.
Your ferrets are inbred.
Oh God.
But no, seriously, but yeah, again, sorry to rant on a little bit,
No,
but I feel passionate about this style of thing. It's like,
yeah,
even stupid things like Disney are the worst for it. They tried putting in your fan and Dory.
yeah, you've told me this story
It's
before,
a
actually. Yeah.
brief, literally so quick that you wouldn't know, and no kid would ever notice.
Mhm.
And I'm surprised any adult would notice unless like you really paid attention.
Mhm.
But there's a lesbian couple in it, and there was absolute murder. Well, I'm not letting my son and daughter watch this openly gay couple. It's an outrage. I'm not letting.
It's an outrage.
What if they become gay off it? It's like, hang on, wait, what? Hang on, you will. Okay. I know what you're saying, because I won't let my kids ever watch any black person on television because I don't want them to become black. But that's impossible. They're born that way. You see me point I'm getting at?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not going to suddenly turn gay because they're watching an openly gay couple. They're gay because they're born gay.
Mhm.
Or
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on from this. We'll move on from this.
Skip, because I could sit here
Yeah.
all day.
Okay.
At
So
this.
the last bit of DC news is we have a poster for Aquaman, the film, coming out this December, December
looks
21st.
amazing.
Apparently, it's on screen behind me. Links see more clearly, but I'll. It looks pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
As much as Aquaman is a character that
people either love or hate.
people take the piss out of him quite frequently in the past.
Yeah, I mean,
He
come
talks
on.
to fish.
That's it. He's just, what's your power? I talk to fish.
If anyone's gonna make him a bit more like intimidating, it's Jason Momoa though.
Fuck Jason Momoa.
Mate, he will knock you out. Probably, maybe, I don't know. Never met the man.
I would hate Jason Momoa. Well, no, how I'd hate Jason Momoa. I'll tell him Marvel's better.
Yeah, you could do.
End of
It might
story.
hurt his feelings.
I don't care. It's a win.
Fair enough. Any hurt is a win. So that's the poster. We've got it on screen here. It's just how can you describe it? It's essentially he's got the trident. He's chilling on some coral, and then there's just fucking whales and sharks and all kinds of shit around him.
Yeah.
Looks pretty badass. Apparently the trailer is coming soon as well.
I fucking hate to admit it, but he does look badass in the thing.
He does.
I don't like him as a person. I just don't like him as a person. Have you seen his interviews? He tries being loving and nice and caring, but just fuck off.
It's okay, Liam. It's okay. He's not gonna hurt you anymore. It's okay.
Stop being so fucking Momoan.
It's fucking nice. Okay, right, like nearly halfway there now with the film stuff. We'll mention dead quick. Stranger Things season 3. It was sort of teased on Twitter with like a little video. It was like an 80s style advertisement for like going to the mall and stuff in
Can't
America.
comment.
No, you're not a big fan of the show. I like it. I think it's pretty good. It's hinting at its potential 2019 release. It just mentions that it'll be coming in the summer, but whether that means because it's set in the summer, I don't know, or maybe it's gonna actually come out this summer. Maybe they'll casually drop it in August without any sort of like fucking like big announcement. They'll be like, oh guys, season 3, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like that fucking the E3 thing. It's like we're gonna show you this brand new game that's available right now.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do that with Stranger Things. Here's a trailer for Stranger Things season 3. It's out right now.
Right now.
Right now. Maybe they'll do that. I don't know. But that's something for next year. I like this show. I like the show. There's a game coming out of it on Netflix on Telltale Games as well. That should be interesting.
Yeah.
We'll see. But now we're gonna get into some Marvel news. We have a bit of Marvel news. There's a few bits to do with Spider-Man. There's a mention of Black Widow. And then there's a Venom thing. So we'll start off nice before we get into Venom. We'll start off with something we can actually talk nicely about. We'll start off with that. The Black Widow movie that has been sort of... It was always demanded, and now it's actually been confirmed.
Yeah.
And it's sort of been in development hell for a little while. Now it has a director. Her name is Kate Shortland. She's Australian.
Kate with a C.
Kate with a C. Shortland. She's known for an indie film called Law. Have you seen this film?
I can't say I have.
No, neither have I.
But I will be having a good look because it has got a great review on Rotten Tomato.
Yeah, I mean, I don't use these kind of sites personally, but it's a 94, so people must like it. And apparently, according to the setting of the Black Widow film, it's going to take place before the first Avengers film. So
when she was... No, because that...
it's a bit of an odd one because, if I remember correctly, what was the last film to come out for Avengers 2? Or the first Avengers film? Was it Iron Man 2 or Captain America?
I think it was Captain America.
I think it was, because they showed off footage of Avengers at the end of Captain America, the first Avenger, I believe.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
Yeah. So basically, it'd be set between Iron Man 2, where she makes her first appearance, and Avengers. So I don't know.
Can't moan there.
I don't see it being like any kind of big event because
I think it's just going to be more of an origin, isn't it?
Yeah, probably, or just like a bit of a.
Or like a
here's what she does on the
origin.
sides. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. But either way, that's not probably going to come out for a while. Just like
No.
Doctor Strange 2. That was confirmed, but that's not coming for a while either. So
Good 3-4 years, apparently.
yeah, good 3-4 years. We're going to see. We've got plenty of other stuff in the meantime, though. We'll see.
Can't moan.
At the minute, we know nothing past Avengers 4 apart from Black Panther 2 and Spider-Man 2.
Do you know nothing?
Nothing, Jon Snow. Nothing. But speaking of Spider-Man, though.
Yep.
The first bit of Spider-Man news is apparently Nick Fury might be in it because Samuel Jackson, he posted some pictures on Instagram and like the location tag is the same place they're filming Spider-Man 2 right now.
Yeah.
So, and he's also mentioned that Nick Fury will return apart from in like Captain Marvel and other things as well.
Yeah.
So he could appear in Spider-Man Far From Home, which would make sense because that is part of the deal, the Sony Marvel deal, to have at least 2 MCU characters appear in the film.
It's always been a thing.
Yeah, so it could be some. I'd like him to appear because we discussed this before. Like he plays a big part in like the Ultimate Spider-Man comics.
Yeah.
Which I believe a lot of the film takes a bit of like.
I think it takes a lot of inspiration from it. Yeah.
So I'd like to see him appear in that. I mean, he's a bit of a dick in the comics personally, but
it's Samuel Jackson.
It's Samuel Jackson. Though.
He could be a dick, and
I'm pretty sure that's the whole like. That's the interpretation of Nick Fury that they actually contacted him for about his
I remember you saying about that.
So yeah, there's that. He could appear in that. And then another rumoured person to appear in Spider-Man 2 is Spider-Woman, which is
not Gwen Stacy.
No, that's Spider-Gwen.
That's Spider-Gwen.
Yeah, of all the different. This one's as far as I'm aware, with this Spider variation of a hero, this one doesn't actually have powers.
I think
sometimes she does.
Suit.
Sometimes she does. Sometimes she doesn't. She's more of an agent. As it was. I think she was actually like a double agent at one point in the comics. I don't know much about this character, really.
I can't say much about it because I'm literally only discovering her today.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can probably pick up some of like... I remember the last time I was in the comic book shop in Liverpool.
Yeah.
In the sales section, they did have a few Spider-Woman comics going quite cheap. So maybe look into it. Although that was more of like a more recent Spider-Woman arc. I don't know.
Yeah.
But either way... This Jessica Drew is rumoured. There's a few rumours surrounding how she's going to appear, what they're going to do with her in the comics, and there's going to be a few changes as well. The first being that she could potentially be an MI6 agent, so she's going to be British.
She's going to be British.
She's going to be British.
No.
Yeah,
brilliant. Cup of tea as bang as a mash.
Exactly. She may or may not have powers. That's something that's on the fence right now as well. If she appears, again, total rumour. Pinch of salt, guys. Pinch of salt.
Well, does Tom Holland Spider-Man have powers, or is he... No, I know it sounds stupid because when you go back to what's his bloody name, it's going to do me head in, Spider-Man 1, 2 and 3, the originals.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, he actually had powers.
Well, yeah, I mean...
It was actually coming out his wrist.
Yeah.
The rest of them, it's like web cartridges.
Yeah, this is the thing, in the old, like, original comics and stuff, like, I'm talking, like, back in the fucking day of
Way
Spidey.
back in, like, the 50s.
He did make his own webbing, it wasn't organic.
Yeah,
It was
that's what I'm
only...
saying.
I think he had a few iterations of the comics where it was organic. In fact, no, it was when the black suit came along that made its own webbing and stuff.
Yeah, that's when it became sort of organic style.
And then in the films, the Sam Raimi films, he had his own webbing. Whereas the Amazing Spider-Man films and Marvel Spider-Man, they have, again, their own, they make up their own.
Yeah, that's
webbing.
what I'm saying. Like, so is it going to be like, is she going to have like sword powers where she's got like spider senses and
this is the
draw
thing.
up walls, or she's gonna have to make her own weapon, or is it going to be just the suit? When she wears the suit gives her everything that she needs.
Not a fucking clue.
That's what I'm saying.
Again, this is all, she may or may not appear. It's just something people have speculated on to do with it. And as well as that, she is the one who's going to be tasked with stopping Mysterio, and then she must team up with Spider-Man reluctantly, as they often do. So that's the news about Spider-Man. But now let's get into Spider-Man's best villain in our opinion. But the film that it
just can't seem to hit home.
Well, it's not even out yet. It's not even looking good.
No, it's really not.
So the first bit of story is, again, total sort of like rumour, take a pinch of salt. And when I say confirmed, imagine the biggest fucking air quotes possible. He's been confirmed to be outside the MCU. It's not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. which is something we've all sort of like been on the fence for a while.
Which just, when you say the next bit, it's just going it's
Yeah.
rage.
Well, I'll get to that in a minute, but this is the quote that came from the site that said Venom's not in it, so it's a long quote, so bear with me. Quote, Venom is the first of Sony's new films based on the characters from the Spider-Man comics. Although it's a separate world from last year's Spider-Man Homecoming, it's also not part of the deal between Sony and Disney that allows Tom Holland's Spidey into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So people have been like, oh, he was seen on set, maybe he's going to appear. He's probably not going to appear.
Probably not.
Unless they're all just keeping this really fucking tight on the mat. I don't know. Again, no one knows till the film comes out. But this next piece, I think it was like an add-on to this story. This is where we both looked at each other and went, what?
No.
What? No?
Wait. What?
So apparently, by the end of the film, when Venom's all anti-heroed up to fuck,
When he's a Venom.
when he's become Venom,
Yeah.
you know, big tongue, big teeth Venom, he's gonna have the big white spider on his chest.
Which makes no fucking sense if Spider-Man's not in it.
If Spider-Man's not in it, he has no relation to Spider-Man whatsoever. How?
Right. Let's just give them a brief rundown of Venom's origins.
Okay,
Venom
so
is a symbiote that comes from space. I'm just going really brief. I'm not going into too much detail. It comes from space, attaches himself to Spider-Man, ends up, this symbiote adapts, learns, and mimics the host's powers, skills, memory, whatever.
But he's also a bit twisted as well.
Yeah, he's twisted, but we blame Deadpool for that.
You blame Deadpool for that.
But yeah, so
when Spidey realises it's sending him down a dark path, he tries to get rid of it. It then finds a new host, Eddie Brock, who's also quite mad at Peter Parker as well.
So they both have a similar interest on killing Peter Parker
And Spider-Man.
Which
then becomes Venom.
Becomes Venom, and the only reason that Venom ever has the white spider on his chest is because he attaches himself to Spider-Man, and Spider-Man has got the...
Yeah. Big white emblem.
So without Spider-Man, how the fuck can he have the spider...
Yeah, see, some people were speculating that the whole spider-esque powers that Venom might have in the film is like an adaptive thing. Like maybe they'll see... Maybe the symbiote will see a spider... like an enhanced spider doing some kind of mad shit and sort of adapt that to its own styles. But again, that makes no sense.
That makes no sense because it has to adapt. It has to
The only way-
attach to its host.
They wouldn't really have like super spiders in the show unless again it was related to Spider-Man. So it all just makes no fucking sense.
It makes no sense. It's kind of like why Carnage is completely fucked completely, because the first host, the symbiote that Carnage attaches to, is
Cletus Cassidy,
and Cletus Cassidy is
a mass murderer,
and if you're a mass murderer, you are
psychotic.
So if you're attaching yourself, which is already an evil symbiote, to an already evil host, you're gonna get
Carnage, who may or may not be played by Woody Harrelson. We'll see. So yeah, but that's the news story there with film wise. We'll end it on that because I don't know what does anyone else out there think, because if there's no Spider-Man in a Venom movie, it's like the Silk thing again. Silk's origins make no sense without Spider-Man. And I've only recently learned about Silk's origins because of reading the Amazing Spider-Man comics, so it's all just madness. But at the end of the day, everything we say until the film comes out is again fucking pinch of salt, big fat grain of salt, grind it over your fucking face, and just do the thing like on the meme. Do the meme with the salt
But you know
guy.
what really pisses me off more than anything else before we just leave this year?
Okay.
Do you know what I'm starting to think is the problem? Sony have realised the MCU are making massive money. The DCU are making massive money.
And they're trying.
They're
They're
trying.
trying, God bless them.
Yeah, it's okay. We got.
I'm pretty sure Ant-Man and the Wasp over in America has actually made...
It's the highest grossing film so far, I think.
No, I was going to say it's actually made back in like this opening weekend what Justice League did in its entire run.
Oh, there you go.
So, but anyway, yeah.
It feels like Sony have just sort of like, the guys at the top of Sony have just been like, hey, yo, dude, you notice these like superheroes are getting good like payouts? Should we?
They're like, shit, we gave away the best superhero we had. Fuck. Who's the good villain?
Oh, yeah,
People like Venom, right? Let's do something with Venom.
Let's do something with Venom. Yeah, that's it. And
Let's
they're
just roll with it.
It's like they're trying to make as much profit as they humanly can with what little they have. Don't get me wrong, business.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant idea. Take the best thing you've got and make as much as you can with it.
Mm-hmm.
But entertainment-wise, comic book-wise, and fan-wise,
Yeah.
you're just gonna fall flat on your face.
And really, at the end of the day, the film could come out and actually be good.
Could be the best thing we've seen.
We will never know until the film comes out, which is why news like this is all like, if it was to get out to like the mainstream audiences of superhero films, like, you know, the average,
No one's gonna notice.
consumer. No one's gonna notice. But if they would start putting it on like actual news stories of like TV, and the general audiences who go watch these films heard of these kind of things, it all got to get confused, and therefore hype around these films, around this film specifically, would die. At the minute, it's not even tracking very well. No one's excited for this film.
When it first got premiered, everyone went nuts.
Yeah, the trailer looks. Well, no, the first trailer was fucking awful. Didn't even show Venom. We don't talk about the first trailer, but yeah. So, film news is out the way. Let's move on now to the game news. We have not as much game news, but then we have some stuff after the game news to talk about. But game news wise, no particular order again. We'll just bob up and down a little bit. So, we'll keep with Spider-Man dead quick and talk about how Insomniac have like semi-confirmed-ish that they plan to make more than one Spider-Man film.
Yeah,
Spider-Man game. Sorry,
what
game.
they called it? They called Spider-Man 1.
No, they've not even called that. It's just called Spider-Man. It's been dubbed by basically everyone else called a Spider-Man PS4.
Yeah.
But as far as I'm aware, it's just titled Spider-Man for the PS4. But they've called it Game 1.
Well, there you go.
So, but thinking about it right now, maybe it's not even just Game 1 of Spider-Man. Maybe it's Game 1 of Marvel.
MC Universe?
Maybe they're planning to make more Marvel games, not necessarily Spider-Man games. But I think...
They've tried that, didn't they? They tried the Iron Man when that first came out.
Did they?
Yeah, they brought out an Iron Man game.
Did they actually make an Iron Man? I thought that was like a...
No, they brought out... It was on the Xbox 360 and the PS3.
Was it to do with the film?
It was to do with the film.
Is that them who made it?
I don't know. The game was released like... This was... I wasn't ready to...
It was a movie tie-in game. Those
Yeah.
are never good. The only exception to that is Spider-Man 2.
It was just...
Everything else is just trash.
It wasn't good.
No. But that's what I mean. Like, so if they... Again, it's not tied into a film, though, the Spider-Man game. So they could, in theory, make more Marvel superhero games. Maybe not necessarily a Spider-Man game, but I think they would follow on with Spider-Man because, like you said, people want to fight Venom in a Spider-Man game. He's not in this Spider-man game, so he could be the next one. Who knows? But
People
either way,
want
it's
to
the
play
first.
Venom as well.
Yeah, either way, it's the first game. That's what they call it, Game 1. So that's a nice little thing to go off of. What can we talk about next? So let's go from the top here. Superman Rocksteady game that's been everyone wants or has an idea about. Whatever the fuck Rocksteady are doing.
Yeah.
Because there's still nothing from them at all. We know they're doing something. They've told us they're doing something.
We're doing... It's like that naughty kid. Have you done your room? I'm doing it!
Doing it! Then you'd never see him again.
No.
People thought because, again, superhero-themed games, maybe they're going to show up at San Diego Comic-Con this month. Nope.
No.
They're not coming. So they still... Whatever they're showing, they're still not ready to show it.
Damn.
Or whatever they're making, they're still not ready to show it. Damn. They weren't ready to show it at E3. It's not going to be at San Diego Comic-Con. Maybe Gamescom.
Let's hope so.
I hope so. But even then...
They need to like, even if it's like, oh no, we leaked
give
something.
us a fucking image or something.
Yeah.
Or a title. I don't
Yeah.
know. Doesn't have to be a release date.
Or an Easter egg. Just give us something!
Give us something, goddammit. But speaking of release dates, though, we're going to go into this next story down here at the bottom. According to reports, Germany are banning pre-orders of games.
I can get behind this so much.
It's hang on, it's of games that haven't got a release date yet, though.
No, that's what I mean. I can get behind that so much.
I can and I can't. Right, I say I can because, well, for one thing, I don't see why people would pre-order a game that has no release date anyway. But that's my own personal opinion. When it comes to pre-orders, as long as it's got a release date, then yeah, I'm down for that. It's not like now they've announced Devil May Cry 5, which they just said is going to come out at some point next year. I'm not going to go out and...
so happy about that.
Yeah, by all means. I'm not going to go out and pre-order that. Whereas, Spider-Man has a release date, September 7th. I've already pre-ordered it. So... But I also can't see the point in just outright banning it.
I can understand banning it to
advise people to spend their money better.
No, because that's the thing. You can advise a heroin addict not to take heroin because it can kill him, it can do this and it can do that. Yeah. It can, it'll shorten your lifespan and then turn around 2 seconds later he's got a belt round his arm. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's an addiction, I'm just saying where if you straight up ban it, it's going to be a lot harder for people to do any sort of pre-order.
Yeah.
So, let's be honest, Germany aren't the most
Where are you going with
I'm
this?
trying to think of the word. They're quite strict.
Okay.
They always have been. They always will be.
Yeah.
They are
that's
quite like, nigh. So
right. I don't know.
that's it. That's so.
But the whole story itself, it says a consumer protection group brought the issue to the higher regional court of Munich. They basically determined that customers have a right to know when a game is coming out before they put money down on it, which I think is actually entirely fair, as we just said.
Yeah.
I don't see the point in pre-ordering games that don't have a release date, but
And what
that's just
happens
my
if a
own
game?
personal thing.
What happens if a game cancels? You've got to put money down.
Well, I think most retailers give you the money back, like Amazon and stuff. They do that.
Fair enough.
That. But it's like an official ruling now. If you go to pre-order an online product or a video game, it has to have a release date, and none of this placeholder date bollocks. Like sometimes you have like, oh, it'll be out. Sometimes you put a date on it, like December something.
Yeah.
But that's not actually the release date.
It's just like a date there.
Something like that. But speaking of like release dates and stuff, we don't have one for Subnautica. Sort of.
No.
Subnautica, for those who don't know, it was a PC early access game. It's been out for a while. It's announced to be coming to PlayStation 4 in holiday of this year.
It looks amazing.
I think it looks pretty good. It's an underwater survival game.
Yeah.
And for the most, honestly, mate, when it comes to like horror elements and stuff, underwater things piss me up most.
Yeah, because let's be honest, even though you're not actually in the water, the thought of
there is some freaky shit in the water. Anglerfish for one thing.
We know 5% of the ocean.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
We know more about space than we do about the thing we live on.
Yeah, pretty much.
That scares me.
A little bit. It's like there was an old horror game like ages ago. That's also come out on PlayStation soon. I forget what it's called though. That was set like an underwater environment, like a submarine. There was this big fucking monster thing, like a siren and big bright lights chasing after you. That put the piss up me just watching it.
That's what I mean.
So
it had that element of drowning as well, which is obviously a primal fear.
Yeah, even though we like swimming.
No, we love swimming, but the fear of drowning.
Yeah, but the fear of drowning is not a good one.
It's a primal instinct. We're all fearful of drowning.
Yeah.
So if you're putting drowning in a horror-based game, not only are you fighting this monster, you're constantly on edge of
it is definitely
being
a survival.
submerged.
It's definitely a survival game with Subnautica.
It's a good game.
Either way,
It
that's
looks
coming
good,
out. That's coming out on PS4 sometime this year. Next bit of news: Last of Us 2. It's been said by Neil Druckmann, the guy who's making the game, basically, that Ellie will have an NPC companion, which is not really a surprise.
Not really. We were kind of
He's spitting everywhere.
Yeah, we were kind of expecting it.
Yeah, the first game had an NPC companion. Ellie was the NPC companion.
Yeah.
So now she's the main character role.
Who's going to be hers?
NPC, yeah. Is it going to be Joel?
Joel will be too old.
I don't even think that. I just don't think it would be... I don't know if I'd like that. Because we played as him, we know what he can do.
Yeah, I don't think we'd like it the other way around.
No, not to say, I don't want to play as Ellie.
I want to play as Ellie too, right?
I honestly give no shits as long as she's a good character, which we already know she is. As long as she plays well, which I'm pretty sure she will.
And she's a badass motherfucker.
Pretty much, yeah. We got players for a bit in the first game.
Yeah, we got to play just that small section where Joel was...
basically out cold for
Yeah.
a few weeks. So, yeah, so she's going to have an NPC companion. Still no idea who or what it's going to be, though. I say what, because it could be a dog.
Who would you put on? Who would you, if you had the chance?
You mean like known characters or come up with a character?
Just come up with a character. If it so happens to be a known character, then great, but like...
I honestly can't really fathom. I mean, and now that I've said, like, it could be an animal. I kind of want it to be an animal. Give us a dog.
No.
Give us a boomer.
See, no, that's the thing. We're always... Every time we get an NPC animal, it's always a dog.
And it's always going to die.
And then you've always got that emotional attachment to it, and it dies, and then it's like...
God damn it.
I feel bad.
Make it
now.
a cat, then. Make it a cat. How effective
What's a cat gonna do?
Exactly.
Peaches, though.
Peaches. Peaches is a big cat.
That's a big cat.
That's a big cat.
No, but seriously, like, in my opinion, it'd have to be someone like... Did you ever play the DLC for The Last of Us?
She died, didn't she?
Yeah, I get that. I'm just saying.
I actually haven't played it, but I know sort of the gist of it.
Yeah, basically, it's where everyone was sort of like, Ellie came out. You know what I mean?
She kissed... What was her name?
I can't remember her name, but anyway.
Was it Riley?
I think it was something
No,
stupid.
Riley's the girl from the Inside Out film. Never mind.
Either way. But I think we need a character like that as some sort of love interest. Do you know what I mean? Like, she ends up kissing that girl in the trailer.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if she becomes the NPC. The NPC.
Yeah, maybe.
Be...
Although my argument there would be that then you could argue that maybe the story might be a bit predictable if she dies or gets sick or whatever.
I suppose,
You have that love connection with her, and then she's like,
unless there's some sort of like love triangle.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, because she is.
There is that other guy in the trailer as well, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh well. But on the topic of like NPC companions and AI companions stuff like that, Anthem is a game coming out next year. You and I are both looking forward to.
I am absolutely loving the idea of this game.
Which they have said you can play on your own, but they kind of like encourage online play with friends.
Yeah.
But someone asked them, like, when you do play alone, are the other javelins going to be like giving you backup?
You're going to have
AI
and stuff there.
Yeah, and the answer is no.
Yeah,
no,
solo means solo.
Solo is solo.
Yeah.
So, if you're playing on your own, you won't have like a casual guy in a javelin appear next year who no one's controlling and just misses every shot.
Flying off into the distance.
Pretty much, yeah. So you're going solo, you're going to go solo. You commit to the solo-ness of Anthem.
Who would you go as in that sort of thing then?
I'm still leaning towards the Rav. I can't remember the fucking class types.
I can't remember the classes, but let's say for instance you've got your average, you've got your soldier.
I like to go for the balanced one personally.
No, I go for the tank.
No, see, I do tank, but then like the idea of like avoiding attacks is not so good because it's a bit heavy and slow, isn't it? It hits hard, but doesn't run away fast enough. But we'll move on now. What can we talk about next? We'll February 22nd as a release date for games. We both know is a bit hectic right now.
I've always.
We've got Days Gone,
Anthem,
and Metro Exodus, the new Metro game.
My wallet hates me.
It does, and although this game isn't really one on our radar because we physically can't play it.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Crackdown 3.
Yeah.
Because apparently that's coming out on February 22nd as well. Yeah. I had no idea. But the story here is apparently that Microsoft are accordingly they're not willing to delay the game anymore.
I'm not surprised it's been delayed since 2014.
Yeah, it was announced in 2014. I don't think it had a release date then. It just said coming soon, possibly.
No.
But it's just been met with delay after delay after delay. And according to Microsoft, this is the last time they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Now, what that means, I don't know. Like, is it going to be like a case of, fuck it, get it out there, and then make a day one update kind of thing to make it runnable? Or it's going to be like, you know what, sod it, scrap the whole thing? Which I don't see them doing.
I can't see them scrapping it after 4 years.
That's a lot of money down the drain then.
Not just that, it's a lot of respect and integrity all fucking gone as well.
The fans won't be happy either.
That's what I mean.
So, I don't know, but
it'd be a stupid decision just to scrap it.
It would, yeah.
Even if it's a shit game, release it.
It needs to come out. It's been delayed too many times. At least when Duke Nukem was like announced, Duke Nukem Forever was announced many years ago. It never sort of got delayed. It was just like, it's gonna come out.
We just don't know when.
Yeah, basically. So, what else can we talk about? What can I talk about yet? Which one should we talk to? Let's talk about which one? Oh yes. So, a franchise you and I quite love. Not even quite like. We loved it.
Yeah,
it was a great series.
It was a third-person shooter.
It was, and it was a horror one too.
It was
the best.
It just had like everything that me and you
desire. And it was in space.
And it was in space.
It was Dead Space.
I was gonna say you have to figure that out, yeah. But I was
gonna say, well, now you figured it out.
Yeah.
Probably figured it out by just describing it. I hope.
Spoiled.
Yeah. Dead Space. It died with Dead Space 3, unfortunately, which was the one that most people didn't like the most. It's sort of people like 1. I personally loved 2.
I like
1.
Favorite. Yeah, 2's always gonna be everyone's favourite.
Yeah, and then 3 it didn't deserve a lot of the shit it got, but it also
didn't deserve hyping up as much as it did.
No. It's worth playing if you like the series. If you don't like the series, then don't play it.
I definitely wouldn't jump into the series playing 3.
No.
Because you'll get the wrong
impression of what this kind of game series is like. But either way, yeah. This story is about an ex-developer of the company who made it, Visceral Games. Because Visceral Games are, I think they're gone now. I'm not sure. They were working on a Star Wars game.
Yeah.
But they've kind of gone quiet.
Oh no.
So I don't know what they're doing now. But a guy who used to work there, he's talking about Dead Space 4 and what it would have been.
Yeah.
So let's. It basically says it would have had an open-ended structure. I assume that means like kind of like game, like story and gameplay wise, quite open-ended, quite big. There would have been survival mechanics and crafting, because
Why not?
and Ellie would be the main character. I don't even remember Ellie. You met her in the second game. She was one of the survivors on Titan.
Yeah.
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 And she's like Isaac's love interest.
Yeah.
She would be the main character because I didn't know this. The expansion they made for Dead Space 3, which was sort of like an epilogue thing, apparently it ended with, you know, our main man Isaac biting the dust. Another one bites the dust. Yeah, I've not played it myself, the expansion, but I do want to. It looks like proper psychedelic horror. So, but
if hippies did horror,
hippies did horror, yeah,
psychedelic horror,
yeah. So what do you think about that idea? Like it essentially be almost like a soft reboot of the series.
That's what I was going to say. It'd be more of a reboot than a carry on. Would you be able to actually call it Dead Space 4?
I think so, because if Ellie's the main character and she's already an established character in this series, it's not a full on reboot, is it? It's just the next game, but take it differently. It's the same with The Last of Us. The first game is Joel, the second game is Ellie. So Ellie.
Ellie and Ellie.
Yeah. Ellie's a popular name right now, apparently.
Oh, is that?
Yeah. So I don't know. We were saying this before.
I'd play it.
Yeah, I'd
definitely buy it. I'd definitely play it.
Yeah, of course.
But
that's mainly because the first 3 games, if they remastered those games,
I'd buy them in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I'd pre-order them there and then.
Yeah.
Release date or not, I'd pre-order them.
I was going to say, without the release date. We've just completely contradicted ourselves, but fuck it, I'm not asked.
No, Dead Space, I fucking love those games.
Yes.
So that's Dead Space 4, essentially. There's actually a full post on this online. I think it's on like Reddit or something like that.
Give it a watch.
Yeah,
give it a watch. Give it a read.
Give it a read, yeah. What else can we talk about? CD Projekt Red, who make The Witcher. This is a very, very short story. They've not disclosed they've not discounted the idea that they could go back to the Witcher series, because obviously right now they're focusing on CD Projekt Red. Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
They're focused on that. They've not said they won't go back to the Witcher series. It wouldn't be Witcher 4, because 1, 2, and 3 are a trilogy, and you can't have a 4th one in a trilogy.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
They did go back to it. It just be something different.
Would it? Yeah, it wouldn't be.
It
like
might not be.
Witcher.
It might even be Geralt. It might be someone else. Who knows? What else? There were 3 new games announced recently for PlayStation. The first one's quite surprising because Gunfire Games, they're already working on a game right now, which is Darksiders 3.
Yeah.
They're making a game called Remnant from the Ashes.
That seems like a really good game.
Yeah, it's a 4-player co-op. Supposed to come out next year. We were commenting before how it looks. It has like a mixture of like a cartoony vibe.
Yeah.
Like Fortnite, but then at the same time
It's got the realistic vibe as well from, say, like Resident Evil.
Yeah. And I think it just looks quite smooth as well. Like everything looks very edged off, or at least, rounded off.
Yeah.
Graphics wise. Another game that was announced was called Fall of Light, which is a dungeon crawler. Apparently it's already come out on PC. It didn't get much love, but it's coming out on PS4 sometime this year.
Let's give it a go.
It kind of reminds me like an Ico. Remember Ico on the PS2? You have to sort of protect that princess chick.
I do, but it also reminds me of the style of playing. It also kind of reminds me of like Diablo 3.
Yeah, it's the top-down looking thing, dungeon crawl style. Yeah, that's another one. And then another one is apparently a new game in a series called The Bard's Tale, which is not one that you and I are familiar with.
But apparently it's had a good following. It's been on for a couple of good years.
Yeah, and the new one's called Barrows Deep. It's coming out on PC sooner, and then PS4 sometime later this year. There's some new announcements.
So Barrows Deep, yeah.
Barrows Deep, boy. Barrows Deep. We're nearly there now. We're going to mention some Pokemon news now.
Okay.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know or are not familiar with Pokemon games in general, the reason when they release like the 2 versions of a game each generation, so you've got like Red and Blue, Ruby and Sapphire, Diamond and Pearl, all that kind of bollocks, they have specific Pokemon you can only get in one game over the other. Yeah. Which is to encourage people to trade with people who have the opposite copy of the game. If you have, I think it was in Pokemon Blue, you can only get Vulpix, and in Pokemon Red you can get Growlithe. So if you wanted a Growlithe in Pokemon Blue, you had to trade with someone, which I did recently with our friend Isaac. Yes, that's Growlithe. I love Growlithe. He's great. So basically,
he's a good growler.
Behave. Don't ruin him for me.
What?
Dirty boy.
He's a hairy growler.
Shame. Oh God. Enough. I'm trying to get the story here.
Does that growler burn?
Sometimes. The version exclusives for the new games, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, have been announced. So if you get Let's Go Pikachu, you'll find Oddish, Sandshrew, and Growlithe in the game. You won't find them in Pokemon Let's Go Eevee.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, if you get Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, you will find Bellsprout, Meowth, and Vulpix. You won't find them in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu.
Madness.
So you just encourage trading, that's all. And then keeping with Pokemon, Funko are finally releasing Pokemon figures, which I didn't know they did at this point. I thought it was already done by now, but apparently not. No, it's been out for a while, and so is Pokemon. So you thought they'd made.
That's what I mean. You thought they'd sort of like
done something.
And let's be honest, Pokemon's not like
an unknown franchise.
Oh yeah, it isn't like a underground thing. It's out there. Even people that aren't massive fans know what Pokemon is.
I'm pretty sure you ask 10 random people in the street, most everyone knows at least what Pokemon is.
And at least you ask anyone what name a Pokemon, guarantee it's gonna be Pikachu. Guarantee.
Which is the first Funko they're gonna release.
Which makes sense.
This month, actually, in July. It's a Target exclusive though.
As in
Target is like a big Walmart-esque store in America.
Oh well, there you go. Then I wouldn't have had a clue with that.
No, I think sometimes you can get
British and all.
Sometimes you can get those figures over here in comic book shops, but they cost more than the normal figures would because they're exclusives and shipped in from America and stuff. So I don't know. We'll see about that. I think that's all. Apart from there was 2 more things actually to mention. There's an open beta going to be. There's going to be an open beta for Battlefield 5 early September. It's not going to be like the Battle Royale mode. That's coming post game. That's coming post game.
I hate that. I hate that idea of it altogether. But
I know it was funny at E3, wasn't it?
Apparently the fans wanted it. No.
Yeah, we're going to give you Royale.
What 14-year-old did this?
Okay, hands up. How many 14-year-olds fucking filled out a survey and asked for Battle Royale? All of them.
Just every 14-year-old.
Every single one of them.
Just looking at them all. You're all virgins.
Fuck y'all. Bang. And the last bit of news we're going to mention is a bit of an odd one. Sony Bend, who are making Days Gone.
Yeah.
It's a big game for PlayStation coming early next year.
February
22nd.
Yes, it is.
Funnily enough. Apparently they're working on another game already.
Really? Already?
Yeah. Apparently, they're advertising for someone at least. They put a job posting for a senior concept artist for a new AAA IP. So not only is it going to be another new IP from them like Days Gone, it's going to be a big one. Again, because they're a Sony exclusive first party company, it's going to be a PlayStation exclusive. Might not be PS4.
I genuinely hope it's another Days Gone. I hope at the end of
that's the thing, it wouldn't be though, would it? Because it's a new IP. Days Gone isn't considered new now because it's out there. You can find stuff about it. So if they're advertising for a new IP, it must be something that doesn't exist yet.
No, I'm on about like the second, like another a Days Gone 2.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Days Gone is already an IP.
Shut up.
Days Gone is already an IP, so if they're advertising for a new IP, it won't be Days Gone 2. Which isn't to say they might not make a Days Gone 2 if Days Gone does well.
I hope they do. I hope they don't do what they do with most zombie games and just end it after the first game. Because it's such a...
Well, they could do what Dead Rising does and just put someone new in a new location.
Yeah, but how good that turns out.
I've heard Dead Rising 4 is actually pretty good. Heard. Not played it.
I've played 1 and I've played 2.
Yeah.
3 was an Xbox exclusive, so I couldn't play that.
No. Yeah, it was... 1 was Xbox 360 exclusive. 2 was on multi-platform. 3 was Xbox One exclusive. 4 was Xbox One exclusive for a while, and now it's on PS4. So
I don't know. I might give 4 a try.
I've been meaning to give it a try. It's just a case of affording it. So
it's not even that. It's not that. It's just I don't know. I don't want to waste money on it, and it's an experimental thing. You know.
No, I get that. We're nearly done now. We're gonna do a few more things. We've done all the news, but I just wanted to talk about dead quick Spyro. Now,
what about it?
Well, they've been releasing like new clips and stuff for the game itself, which comes out late September. They've shown off a lot of the first game, and now, at least now, they're starting to show off clips of the second game and how that's running as well.
Yeah.
There's a few things in it that I can't say this without sounding bad, but there's stuff I'm looking at thinking, why are you changing that?
Oh,
you know, because like some of the little tiny details from the first game, like from the original games, that are just like you remember them, they stick in your mind. At least if you played them as much as I did.
Yeah.
Like in the second game when you got the orbs, do you remember how the animation went when you received the orb? It was like ding, ding.
No, I can't say.
Bounced into Spyro. It wasn't all big explosion and stuff, which is what it's like now in the new game, which just looks a bit. I don't like it.
Oh, fair enough.
I don't like it because of that. And then as well, they've showed off another video recently, like yesterday, in fact, of. I don't even remember this, but in the second game there was like. You went to like a level with monks and meditation. There was a Yeti thing in it. You had to try and beat up. And when they did all the meditation and stuff like that, they go, why? It's like, why, which is probably now very fucking, now that I said it out loud, it's probably very fucking racist.
Say it again.
Why, do you remember it? Do you remember what about though?
I do, that's why it just,
You remember the sound effect, but it's different now. And I don't know if I like that.
It was a different time back then.
It really fucking was. But it's just, it's a case of they're changing small things in this game that I'm like, I don't know if I like that or not. I'm being very picky, I'm not going to lie. That's how it is.
So what have they changed the noise to now?
I don't know, it's just some other mumbo jumbo. It's just some other weird sounding, like, little hymn thing. I don't know.
So it's not, no,
it's not that. It's not that at all. Oh god, it didn't dawn on me till I said it out loud. It's like, oh shit. That's why they changed it.
Why have you changed this highly racist? Oh, that's why.
Oh yeah. Fuck. But the last thing we're gonna do, dead quick. Me and Liam are gonna watch a video.
Okay.
I follow this channel called What Culture.
Yeah.
They're a company in the UK. They do have a branch for the things. They focus on like game, films, wrestling, of all things.
Wrestling.
They're a wrestling channel. They made a video recently on like the film channel where they cast how the X-Men would come into the MCU and who would play them.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go through it with you now, there quick, see what you think of these choices.
Let's go for it.
So we're gonna play it. We're gonna obviously cut out the bits where you can hear the video because copyright and stuff.
Yeah.
But should we run through the whole thing or just pause after each one then discuss it?
Nah, we'll run through it all.
Okay. So we're gonna watch this dead quick. It's about 9 minutes long roughly. And then we'll come back with like what they have to give like our stance on if we agree or not.
Yeah.
And there we go. We just watched all 9 minutes of the video. Liam, what do you think? What's your initial thoughts? Like, do you agree with a lot of what they said or not?
I agree with a lot of the casting that they put. There's a few that are a bit like,
yeah.
But a lot of the casting that these have decided to go for, obviously it's all hearsay and.
Well, no, this is just. I think.
That's what I mean. This is their choice. This is what they pick. Is what I'm saying.
As I say, I follow this channel quite frequently. I know sort of what these guys' strengths are. Ewan, who the guy who wrote this piece, he is very much a big comic book fan.
There we go.
So he probably knows more about more than you and I.
Yeah, more put together, easy.
And these are just what he would imagine to be the MCU's X-Men. And looking at a lot of them in like the stills and stuff like that, I can see it. I can definitely
see a lot of the characters that they've chosen.
It's like the first one that came up was for Jean Grey.
Yeah.
Without going into it now, I can't remember the actress's name. She was in Westworld.
Just go right
we'll
back.
Get it dead quick.
We'll just try and find the names as quick as possible.
Evan Rachel Wood, that's who they had for the first one, Jean Grey.
Yeah.
Until they showed that picture of her as a Ginge, I was like, no.
As a ginger.
With ginger hair, should I say. She's blonde in Westworld. I've not seen Westworld. But until they showed that image of her with ginger hair,
I was on the fence there until, I agree with you, until I seen her with the
ginger hair.
And I was like, no, that's it.
Yeah.
And then she could play it easily.
Yeah, and as well as that, we should say that Ewan's idea is that they should go for more middle ground X-Men. Yeah. Whereas rather than do like the Days of Future Past young X-Men and the original trilogy old, go for middle ground X-Men. So that's what they think that's what he thinks for Jean Grey. Again, I don't know this actress. I can't comment on that.
I can't say on her acting skills, but I can definitely tell just by the look of her.
Just by looking at her, yeah.
Yeah, she would suit. She would suit her.
Yeah, for Nightcrawler, he's put on Timothy Chalamet.
I'm sure he plays the boyfriend in Lady Bird.
I don't know. I maybe I'd recognise him in something that maybe he's in something I've seen before. I just don't know his name because that's a very unique name.
That's a very unique name.
But I could see it again. A lot of the things on this list, without us having to repeat it over and over again, a lot of the actors that he suggested, I could definitely see it.
I can definitely see a lot of these actors.
If someone was to make up like fan art now off this list, I think it was legit.
Yeah.
For the most part. So this guy, I could see him as Nightcrawler if they kept Nightcrawler in. Ray Fiennes as Charles Xavier.
I'd see it. Again, that's all we're gonna keep saying.
We're gonna keep. Let's just instead of us keep saying it, let's just gonna preface by the fact that all these actors, we can see it.
We could see them playing
Especially
really
because
good characters.
In one of the panels he showed in his video of Xavier, and then cut to an image of Ray Fiennes, I was like, yeah, shaving bald.
Shaving bald, put him in a wheelchair, yeah.
That's him, yeah. So I could see that, and I've only actually seen him in Bruges.
I've seen him
Colin
in a
Farrell
few
one.
things.
Firth. I don't know which one is it. Colin Farrell, Firth.
I think it is Firth.
One of them. Yeah, that film. I've seen him in that. It was very intimidating when he was the bad guy in that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. No, I've seen him in a good few things, and he's played both sides of the fences. He's played, when I've seen him in certain things, I couldn't tell you the name of them, it's just as you know, you feel like, oh, look at him, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen him in a few things where he's played good guys, he's played bad guys, and he's sort of played the middle ground guys where he's just not decided who he wants to be yet.
Yeah.
And his good guy portrayal, he's a phenomenal, say that word for me.
Phenomenal.
He's that actor.
Okay, so the next one on the list, you kind of tilt your head out a little bit, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel the same way, but again at the same time, it would be interesting.
The only reason it tilted me head was until it was explained to me. I couldn't. I was like, what?
Yeah.
No.
So this is Eric Lensher, the Magneto, basically. Daniel Craig, who, as people may know, is the current James Bond.
Yeah, James Bond.
Again, it's one of those names where you look at and think, no.
No.
But then as he explains it, it's like...
As he was explaining to him, and you think about Magneto, he's charming, he's precise.
Yeah.
He's quite like...
He's also he's like one of the biggest villains in Marvel.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's kind of just like, yes, this is mine, I own all of this, you shall help me, if you don't, I shall kill you.
Pretty much.
That type of person.
Mm-hmm.
You look at James Bond is strict. He's quite stiff off a lip because obviously he's the Queen.
He's English.
Yeah,
he's English.
He's English. He's charming. Mm-hmm. Let's be honest. Whenever you've never seen James Bond in bed with a woman.
Yeah.
You know, even if it's by force, Sean Connery. But you know, so yeah, like I said, as everybody was explaining it to us, I was kind of like, oh no shit, yeah, I could see that working.
I think as well when this, all right, we'll put a link to this video as well on both the SoundCloud page and the YouTube page as well, so people can go watch this themselves and give their own opinions. This is just our opinions on the matter. So, the next character they brought up was Jubilee, who we haven't seen much in the films. We've only seen her once in the films.
I was trying to figure. I couldn't get my head around. I know who she is. I can't.
The character or the
power.
actress?
No, the character.
Jubilee.
I
she was more prominent in the cartoons back in the day.
But what were her powers? I can't remember.
Fucking remember.
Exactly.
People out there probably know better than we do. This is the actress's name is Hayley Kiyoko. Again, some angles that they gave off her, I'm like, eh.
No.
Others, I'm like, eh. But again, it's a character that you or I am not super familiar with.
Yeah, we're not familiar with enough to judge.
No, not really. So this one's kind of like we'll go with his opinion on this thing because, as I say, he's more knowledgeable than you and I.
Yep. This one I liked.
The next one on the list, where's it gone? If I can get the fucking still image up. If it'll fucking do it for me. Hang on. There we go. Cyclops. Armie Hammer.
Yeah.
Was it Armie Hammer in The Lone Ranger?
If I'm not 100%,
I think it was in him, wasn't it? In Lone Ranger.
I think he's in Lone Ranger.
The clip from this is of him in that the film with Henry Cavill, the spy one.
Oh, Uncle.
That's the one, yeah. The Man from Uncle. I don't know. I could again,
yeah.
We can fucking see it.
Cyclops can't, but we can.
No, Cyclops definitely can't see it. If he does, he might destroy something. Yeah. I've not seen him do much, to be honest.
I mean, I'd be petrified to be Jean Grey with, like, Cyclops. Imagine, like, in the heat of the moment, she's like,
the glasses fall off.
Dish, and knocks his glasses. You know what I mean? It's just...
Yeah.
No brain.
No brain at all. No head. No anything. Just gone.
How gutted would he be? Cyclops would be gutted. No head.
No, so I feel like Cyclops is another one for us. It's just like, we can see it, but we don't know his stuff. It's like Jubilee again. It's like, yeah, okay, we'll go with that. Storm, her name is Janelle Monáe.
Monáe, I think that's how you say it.
Yeah, apparently she's another musical person. She has more of a music background.
She's got more of a musical background, but she's also been in Hidden Figures, which is...
She was in Moonlight as well.
She was in Moonlight as well, yeah.
So she had a very good year, like in terms
Yeah.
of like results for the film she was in. So I could see I could see her taking on the more demanding, like authoritative figure of Storm, more so than the Halle Berry.
But to be fair, I wouldn't give Halle Berry so much shit about it.
No, I wouldn't give her any shit at all.
No, but what I mean by that is, I wouldn't say Halle Berry did a bad impersonation of Storm. She just got a bad script writing.
I think she got a bad
Storm.
direction of it more than anything else. So that's Storm. We're nearly there now. Who's next on this list?
And is it just me, or does no matter how old Halle Berry gets, she just looks fit?
Yeah, I'd do her any day of the week. Mystique, Charlize Theron. Charlize Theron. Well, she was Furiosa in Mad Max.
Yeah, I
That
know.
was pretty badass. Mystique is kind of a badass character, really. It's just with Jennifer Lawrence's portrayal of her, because she's such a star, because she has so much star power, they put her in more of an anti-hero role, whereas Mystique is typically more a villain. She is on Magneto's side.
She is on Magneto's side, but if you do read the comics,
I think her allegiances kind of change every now and again, don't they?
every blue moon, it's like, because if you watch it, the one with, why is her name gone blind? Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
If you watch the ones with her in it, she does have like this love interest with Beast.
Yeah, and a bit of a love interest with fucking Magneto.
Yeah.
And Professor X as well.
She a whore.
She likes these people.
No wonder she wants to change all the time.
Yeah, clearly. So I like.
I can see it.
I like Charlize Theron as an actress. I think she could do a pretty good job of it. But again, I feel like, as Ewan said, it would be best for it to go lean more towards the villainous side.
Being a villain.
But give like the backstories, like you said, about like Nightcrawler's parentage, because I think they're actually
Magneto and Mystique, I think, are
Nightcrawler's parents. I don't think that's that. No,
they do have a child though together.
No, I know
In the comics.
Magneto has a kid. And
He
that's
has
Scarlet Witch and
Quicksilver. And Scarlet Witch.
But I don't know.
I'm sure in the comic books they have a child together.
They might do. I don't really know Nightcrawler as a character, as I say, so. But that's Mystique, Charlize Theron. We're nearly there now. We have... The next one on the list is Wolverine. Now, I've mentioned this to you beforehand, and
We have had this conversation
before, and you disagreed with it last time.
I did, and then obviously...
And then now it's...
I can see it.
Now it's been sort of like explained to you as to how he'd do a good job.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy as Wolverine.
Tom Hardy as Wolverine.
I mean, we already know he's not in the MCU, because Venom is not in the MCU.
So,
or is it?
No, it isn't.
No one fucking knows. But yeah, so we wouldn't really have any connection to a pre-existing character to play as.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So I'd like to see him as Wolverine, especially because Wolverine is not as tall as Hugh Jackman is, for one thing.
He's not as tall, but if you, again, in the comic books, Wolverine's not tall.
No, he's more short and buff.
He's ripped. He's like... He has to walk through doors sideways and shit, like...
He's too buff to get through the door.
You know what I mean? Just like, lads, I can't do it. You know what I mean? But...
Yeah, so...
No, I could definitely
like
see
Tom
it.
Hardy. And I'd like to see him do Wolverine, personally. So...
Yeah, I'd like to see him do that.
I think we've only got two more left now. No, last one now. The character Emma Frost, who I'm not too familiar with.
I'm not 100% sure.
As he describes in the video, she was more of a villain, but then joined the X-Men side.
Yeah.
She was in Days of Future Past, the blonde chick.
Yeah, the one that could turn herself into a diamond sort of thing.
Yeah, I think that's the whole premise as well.
Yeah.
Rosamund Pike?
I think you're saying that right, yeah. I think you are saying that right.
That's who suggested play Emma
Rosamund
Frost.
Pike, yeah.
She was in The World's End, the one with Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
That was the clip we showed. That she was a love interest to that.
That's a belter film, though.
I
That's a proper British film.
That was a fucking good film, though. The Cornetto trilogy in general is just a great fucking set of films. So I'd like to see that.
I could see it.
I could see it. How do we sum up this video, Liam?
I could see it.
I'd go with that.
I'd tap most of them.
Yeah, that too. That too. Right. Okay, then. I think that's everything we wanted to go over this time. It's been a lot. It's nearly 2 hours long, this fucking video. This installment. It's been a long one.
That's what she said.
Where she said it, not so you didn't.
No. It's always, can we just cuddle?
Yeah, a little bit. Just cuddle, nothing more.
I've got a headache.
Stop poking me with that thing. Thank you all very much for listening and watching Liam break down in tears.
Oh, God.
It's been a lengthy one.
Man fills prams.
Yeah, it does. Mine doesn't, thankfully, so far. Thank you all for listening and watching along with us on YouTube.
Listening to us on SoundCloud.
Yeah, we do appreciate us, every person who listens and everyone who goes and likes all this kind of business. Like it on SoundCloud, follow us on SoundCloud, Facebook page, Twitter account, anything we've got. The Facebook page, the YouTuber's page as well, that'll be up.
That'll be up.
The video will be up this weekend. That's all we have to say apart from the game.
Oh, you fuck off.
Yeah. It never gets old. It never gets old.
Oh well, one day.
One day. Yeah.
That's it though, innit, for now?
Bye, guys.
Deuces.
Right then, let's begin this, shall we? You ready for
Let's
this?
begin to tickle under people's carriages.
And the top of them too. Let's not discourage the top of the carriage.
Yeah, but the top of the carriage is always dirty.
Okay, well we need to at least clean the top of the carriage.
Alright, so you work the top.
And you gotta tickle the you gotta tickle the bottom and clean the top. Just hope you don't get anything in your eye.